are here with a very special guest, Bob Dittmann from Coldwell Bank. Thank you for joining us this morning. You're talking about how you're a part of a small group of people here in Central Iowa, and we want to know more, Bob, about what you mean by that.
That's right. That's right. Thanks for having me. I'm part of a really small population of real estate professionals here in Des Moines that holds dual active licenses, not only as a real estate agent, but I'm also a certified residential appraiser. I know for sure I'm the only person in my office, and I don't know of many other folks that have taken the time and the steps to achieve that dual licensure.
Is that what makes it so special? Is that it takes time and a lot of effort to hold that double license? And can you kind of describe the two and how they differentiate from each other?
Sure. So in order to become a certified appraiser, it takes about 6 years.
Really?
You have to start off with achieving a bachelor's degree to begin with.
Right.
Then you have a 200-hour education program as well that's both tested and proctored the whole time. Go through federal background check, all of those things. Then you have to go through a 2-year directly supervised apprenticeship that encompasses at least 2,500 hours of work, but takes 2 years on top of that. So it's a step that most people who are residential salespeople don't really take the time to achieve.
As I said, I had no idea it took that long to get that certification.
Yeah, it does.
Then the other side.
Yep, and then the other side as well. So I started as an appraiser back in 2005. I'm party to about 3,500 residential transactions here in Des Moines. Every price point within the metro, every neighborhood within the metro. So I'm really experienced from that aspect. I've worked with buyers and sellers from, investors that are looking to recapture the return on investment to, some really the most exclusive and elite homes within all of Des Moines metro here. So it's been kind of a neat opportunity. So now working with buyers and sellers, I'm able to offer that 3,500, residential appraisals experience to them to help them navigate the complexities of the real estate market.
As you say, how can that? Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say. So as an appraiser, how's the market looking here in Des Moines? If I were somebody that were thinking of selling a home, is this year shaping up to be a pretty good one to do it in?
Oh, it most certainly is. It most certainly is. So when looking at things through the eyes of an appraiser, and again, I have to be kind of careful because I wear dual hats. So when looking at things through the eyes of an appraiser, everything is local. Okay, so we look at an individual house's competitive marketplace and how it is, how that house appeals to its most probable purchaser. So from my experience, speaking in generalities, most neighborhoods I've been in, we've not only erased all the losses since the prior 2006-2007 market peak, but many neighborhoods, we've set a new pinnacle, a new top of that market.
So it's come back then.
It most certainly has. It most certainly has. And one thing that we have really going for us here in Des Moines is we have really low unemployment. I don't want to get into politics. I know there's a lot of that going on right now, but we have really low unemployment. So we have a huge influx of people that are looking to purchase housing. And with that low unemployment, huge influx of people looking to buy houses, people that can qualify and afford to purchase homes, we do have a bit of a shortage of supply. So that's really causing, it to be a seller's marketplace really at this point.
So are we doing well in terms of our market compared to the upper Midwest? Is that?
Indeed, that's a pretty fair assessment. From my experience, most of my experiences here in Central Iowa between Des Moines and Ames, prior to moving here, I did work in a couple of other markets. I worked in the Chicago market for a little while, and I worked in the Atlanta market for a little while. I still have friends that are in the same type of profession back in those types of areas, and I can say that we never really had the sharp influx, or we didn't really have the sharp fall off that some of those areas
steadier
had.
Prices here.
It's a little steadier, and again, it's mostly driven by the fact that we have a really strong employment here in Central Iowa. So
all great things that are going on, and with that dual licensing that you have, you're able to help people out. So if they want to head over to Coldwell, they can find you. But you also have a special seminar coming up.
I do, yeah. Periodically through the year, I put on free seminars for folks working out of the Johnson North Park office for Coldwell Banker.
Okay.
I don't really have a lot of time to get into all the details of what the seminar includes here, but this one that's coming up here on March 19th runs from 10 to noon, totally free, not a sales pitch. I'm there to provide education and provide my knowledge for free, but it's understanding appraisals for buyers and sellers. In today's marketplace, one of the biggest things are appraisal contingency issues. So when people
what
go
does that mean specifically?
Yeah, so when people go and they write an offer on a property, typically they write that offer contingent on the property appraising for the purchase price. There have been a lot of changes in lending in the last few years, especially since 2008 with Dodd-Frank and Truth in Lending Act, and there's a whole host of changes that have affected the way that appraisers look at properties and the way that they look at probability. So it's helpful to speak to an appraiser, which most people don't have the opportunity to do, and kind of understand what that problem, what those potential problems and potential pitfalls are before it gets to a point where a contract might fall apart as a result of a contingency.
It amazes me all the things you need to know when you're doing something like purchasing a home, but when there's experts out there, it's always good to know, especially seminars to get all the latest information. Do people need to RSVP?
That would be great. That would be great. Yeah, you can reach out to me at bob.dittmann@Coldwell or cbdsm.com. You can visit me at my website at residential-dsm.com, or you can call me 447-2907. I answer my phone.
Well, obviously we want people to head to your seminar, which is coming up right around the corner, but if you have one piece of advice, if people are looking to buy right now in the market, what would you give them?
Absolutely. Have a little bit of patience, have an open mind, and make sure that you're talking with a real estate professional that really acts as a professional, takes the time to do the market analysis for you. Having an appraiser on your side, certainly if it comes to a point of offer, I'm going to know what that property is worth. I'm going to perform an appraisal on it before we go and we write an offer, so you know what the lender is most likely going to think that property is worth, and you have the best chance of getting those contracts to close.
We have the experts here locally, folks, so take advantage and don't miss that seminar coming up right around the corner. Bob, thank you so much from Coldwell Banker.
Thanks.
Appreciate you stopping in this morning.